guys for joining another episode of Let's Talk Tinta. And today we have the honor and the privilege to have a really dope ass artist, old school tattooer, tattoo supplier, builds tattoo chairs and all that kind of good stuff. And our podcast today we have Rafael Reyes.
Rafa Reyes.
Okay. Rafa
no,
Rafael.
Reyes. No, we're not El Reyes. Rafael Reyes.
Okay. There we go.
That's my mom's side.
Okay. So we have Rafael. Mm-hmm. Rafa or Rafael?
Rafa.
Let's get this shit down.
Most people can't say shit, so I just say Rafa.
Okay,
Let's
Rafa.
go by Rafa.
Rafa, you've been in this shit for a pretty good amount of years. How many years?
Well, I started here in Reno in '93.
Wow.
And prior to that, I actually started in about '88. Out of my house. In other words, I was tattooing my buddies. As soon as I graduated from high school, as soon as I was 18, and I wasn't terrified of my dad kicking my ass, I decided to tattoo my wife's initial right here, which later became I stalked her. So I tattooed the little initial, and then it took off from there. It didn't take long for my buddies and everybody in school. Hey, let me get my hand tattooed. Let me get this. Let me get that. And I didn't know what the hell I was doing. All I was doing is putting a thread, a needle, getting a little needle, sharpening the needle with a file as sharp as I could, and then I would just put thread and black ink and go to work. I did that quite a bit, about maybe 5 or 6 guys out of my neighborhood or my area, and then it didn't take long. My brother ran also into an ex-con, and he hooked it up where he showed us how to make a rotary tattoo machine, prison style.
Okay.
So here comes
my
brother home
with the little battery, and
my brother got his hand tattooed. He's 14, and he comes home with a new machine that he had made, or homie showed him how to make it. So we were jazzed. We're like, dude, check out this little machine, and it was just awesome to have something motorized. We wouldn't have to poke people no more. And we put it to work right away on our cousins. We got a paper clip. we put this paper clip, man. We were torturing our cousins. We were putting it to work right away.
That's how it is, right? You start getting all the family members.
Oh, yeah. They lined up right away. Do me, do mine next, do mine. I want this, I want that. And you don't even know what the hell you're doing, but you're trying your best, and then shortly after that, I was already into tattoo magazines. I already had collected about 2 tattoo magazines, and I was really fascinated. I could stand there and stare at these magazines for hours, and just fascinated with all the artwork that these magazines are covered with all this cool artwork. And back in the day, Easy Rider used to come out with a magazine once every 6 months.
Oh wow!
So of course,
that's how it was, right? That's how it was back in the day. That's how you.
I didn't know. Yeah. I didn't know that they came out once every 6 months.
Wow!
But every goddamn month, I went around all the stores, porn stores, whatever kind of store that would carry a magazine, and I could not find them. And then once in a while, I would run into a magazine again. Oh, there it is, and I buy it. I actually had number 2. I don't have number 1, but I have number 2. I actually collected them for a while, and I actually got rid of them. But I used to go buy magazines, and then later they started coming out every 3 months and every 2 months. But magazines was like the coolest thing to go grab, and I would read up on how some of these guys are like, somebody's got to tell you a story of how they got started. So, there's got to be a secret in this magazines. They're not just bragging about what, the work. So there was stories about the apprenticeships and what people went through and what kind of bullshit they had to go through. And it was, some of the stories said that, these guys would wait outside in the cold, just wait for the guy to come in and see if he'll let him into the shop.
Right.
And help him out and teaching him. And
Right.
the guy was like, "Nah, get out of here." And it was, sort of the same thing I kind of did. I went into a tattoo shop thinking I could go in and get information about ink and this and that. And
How's that?
Ended up getting an ass kicked. I mean, really ass kicked. And on the way out, got kicked on the way out by one of the artists. Get the fuck out of here.
Wow.
And that really, discouraged me to, and at the time I had also, because I had the magazines, I decided, fuck it, $600. I'm doing it. I spent $600 on a tattoo kit from Jay Kaplan.
Wow.
And back in the day, that's how you order your shit. You would order it through magazines. So I knew about this term called COD. It meant cash on delivery.
Right.
So it's like, well, if I don't see the product, I ain't paying cash. If I see the product, I'm paying cash.
Right.
Because people were scared to order by mail or order by magazine. This is pre-internet. This is how you get shit back in the day. You order by magazine.
Yeah. With the money order and yeah.
Once you look in the magazine, you would find only maybe 2 or 3 companies, and you would call them. Will you sell me stuff? Hell no. If you don't have a business license, don't even call us.
Yeah.
We only sell to professionals. We only sell to business license. So you couldn't get supplies.
I remember when I got into it. You go to I think it was a Mickey Sharp's website, and then you go on there, and then you try to buy a tattoo kit, and then once you clicked on the tattoo kit, it would send you to clown school. And that's because you couldn't buy. They would directly send you to clown school, because I mean that's how it was back in the day, right? It wasn't a trend, right? It was sacred. Tattooing was more, I guess in a way, only certain people would get tattooed, right?
Not only certain people get tattooed. Only certain people had access to some of the supplies and shit like that. Only certain people have the ability to get this stuff, And
so it wasn't as easy as it is now.
Getting it was just like, okay, I got it now. I got to protect it. You got your pigments. You have to protect them, keep them in a safe place, and also mix your pigments and stuff. You got your needles. You have to protect your needles and stuff. Back in the day, we solder our needles. We would make our needles.
Now everything's disposable, so it's a dying art, which is
making
great.
Making needles was actually one of the big things that would keep people from succeeding. If you didn't make your needles right, or if you didn't make your brush right, your fucking piece was gonna suffer.
Yeah.
But if you make your needles right, or you had the right way to set up your needles and make them good, and also after you make them, you sterilize them. Now you gotta put them in the tube. And if you don't know how to put that fucker in there, you hit it or whatever, there goes the tip. There goes all your work.
Yeah.
You have to start from scratch.
Right.
You gotta go make another needle or have another one that's already sterile, and hopefully you won't fuck up this one.
Or save it for the one that wanted that cheap tattoo.
Yeah, so that was what made or break a lot of these artists. Not just the art, but also the part. You could be a badass artist, but you can't make needles and shit like that. Your work is gonna struggle. You can lay that fucking work on paper, on the walls with airbrush, but try to do it on the skin with a shitty needle. It ain't gonna work.
That's crazy.
So the needles was actually like what kept a lot of people from easily jumping in.
Wow.
Now they sell them at, you can go and get them at a candy store, I guess. You can just, go to Walmart and start using the candy. Hey, look, I got a cartridge.
Actually, Walmart does
sell them at the flea market,
It's crazy because Walmart is selling tattoo kits now and tattoo needles and
Walmart will not sell music with cuss words. They will not sell this and that, but they're selling tattoos, something that is that can be used in a very bad way and all this shit.
So that's the beginning of that's the beginning of your story. It's just getting into that. So did you ever make it into a shop?
Once I got into Stingray, I stayed there for only 20 years to 30 years.
Wow.
I wasn't one of the guys that I got in and I walked and go to another shop. I stayed there, and I actually, when me and Kelly parted, it was 13 years, and I actually tell people I apprenticed for 13 years under Kelly. So I'm
Well,
not
I mean,
ashamed.
that's the thing
I'm not
about.
ashamed to say that, like Kelly was my master. Not only was he my mentor, but he taught me how to run the business. He taught me marketing. He taught me, customer service. Uh, there's a lot of things that can be taught down from one person to another that right now you can't fucking learn on TikTok. You can't learn on Instagram. Even a fucking YouTube. Some of this stuff has to be taught. And there's not enough teachers now. That's why we have clown school or tattoo schools now and shit like that, because the flood is happening. We have people that now everybody and anybody can get a hold of these tools.
Right.
And not only that, the other thing, back in the day, art wasn't available that easily. It was or it wasn't.
Right.
That's the reason I have a library of books. Most people just go by fucking Google, or let's look up Instagram, and oh yeah, this was cool. Let's get Betty's bullshit tattoo right here on homie,
Well,
and not even give a fuck about why she got this tattoo or anything. Yeah. That's what's going on right now. And then everybody, oh, they're stealing my art. Well, yeah, motherfucker, you posted it on Instagram.
Right.
If you're gonna post it, it's gonna get stolen.
Yeah. Funny stories. We were just talking about this at the shop the other day, because I pulled out a book, that I bought a couple years back as the lowrider book. It was they had Jose Lopez, OG Spider, and some of the old timers, right? And when you look at this book, this is old. I think it came out in like maybe 2010 or something, right? But when you look at this art, you're like, oh man, there's way better art now. But at the time, this was a very popular book. It was like popping, because not only did you didn't have that access to see what other people were doing in other countries, and like you said, that's how you got to know about the tattoo industry, is by getting into the magazines. Yeah. Who were the heavy hitters in the magazines?
The
right?
magazines were also like only promoting 5% of the world tattoo. If you were good with these motherfucking editors and shit like that, your shit was going to be promoted. If you ever gave these editors or any of these motherfuckers,
you go to tattoo conventions, right?
You will never get fucking featured or produced or anywhere. So it's all about ass kissing too. That was the thing.
Right.
But now you don't have to kiss ass to this magazine. You don't have to kiss ass to this fucking thing. You got your own Instagram. You got your own thing. And now you can say, look, motherfucker, I got 1,000 followers. I got 1 million followers. I'm better than you. What the fuck are you got?
Yeah.
And that's all a big old self-esteem issue, a big old fucking cool thing, Well, I mean, enough for some of these fuckers to start raping the system in a way.
Yeah, I mean, the whole broad of tattoo art is incredible now. I mean, there's guys in India doing some sick ass.
We were really cool little local jewels in the past.
Yeah.
I don't think that kind of shit went out the window now, because ain't nobody cool no more. Now everybody's cool in their own fucking Instagram shit.
Well, I mean,
you don't stand out. I used to stand out. I mean, that's the reason I stand out now.
Yeah.
I have to do my fucking hair to stand out.
Well, I mean, nowadays is do you agree that social media has a thing where you might not be a good tattooer, but if you got 60,000 followers, that makes you a good tattooer.
Every other motherfucker out there. That's how easy it is.
True.
Do it. Look at that bitch there. Do it. She bamboozled the whole fucking world.
That's true.
I mean, that's how simple the stupidity of humans are now.
Yeah, I mean, it is definitely tattooing has taken a different turn.
Oh man, it's how can I say? Right now, I can call it is a wild wild west. It's the wild wild west. Because when I came into it, there were people working to try and organize and have groups, the National Tattoo Association, stuff like that, and they would put it in a prestige thing.
Yeah.
I have videos, or when they did the competition, the National Tattoo Contest and stuff like that, they would do, actually one of the first conventions that they did, believe it or not, was here in Reno.
Yeah,
at
right.
the fucking Fitzgerald's.
Yeah, back in like the 70s, right?
Yeah, 78, I think, or something. It was here in Reno. So Reno has always been a landmark in the tattoo industry. But also, when I started tattooing, there was only 3 shops. Now there's over fucking 50 around the area. And there was only 3 shops in Reno, and then nothing around whatever town, Portola, Susanville, Elko, Winnemucca. None of those motherfuckers had nothing. So all those people had to come to Reno to get tattooed.
And
so
I mean,
it was I could start tattooing from 10 a.m. and stop tattooing at 10 p.m. almost every day. You know, that was the work day for me, from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. It was very fucking normal. And if you know, and I worked 3-4 appointments a day, and sometimes I would just fucking if once canceled, I would easily grab 1 or 2 walk-ins right off the bat. You know, it was a different kind of world, because tattooing right now, you can get the art, you can download the art from any fucking Google shit. You got Pinterest, so you can steal the art from anybody if you're not artistic enough. You know, if the client doesn't care about you stealing the art,
do you think
you
it's
know, they'll come in and steal the art too and say, hey, can you do this fucking art? And you say, all right, I'll do it. You know, because I gotta eat too.
Do you really think it's stealing once it's on the internet, though?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. If you don't have,
I mean,
if you don't have, you know, I stole a lot. I've been stealing since I fucking crossed the border, man. I steal. I'll steal from everybody and anybody. I don't give a fuck. But at the same time, they have stolen from me. You know?
Right.
And in the world of tattoos, we have no respect when it comes to who tattooed all these famous people. Who tattooed Mike Tyson?
Yeah.
You know his name?
I think it was
because they talk about that tattoo, but they never announced his name. Who tattooed Tommy Lee? Busta Rhymes.
Yeah.
I have not seen none of these fucking big time rappers or any of these guys get props to their tattoo guys. Right. But yeah, they walk out on the stage with all their sleeves done. We're the we're the dirtbags of the fucking of the art world. We don't get respect.
Yeah.
You know, unless you're on TV and this and that, unless you're a Kat Von D or somebody else, you know. But there's great tattoo artists out there, and that's why Instagram is destroying it. It's showing, you know, you're finding all these badass artists, but it's also opening up for anybody to steal your shit. Or if you're a custom artist and you draw your own cool ass stuff and you post it out there, it's gonna get taken away, especially if it's eye candy.
Yeah, and that's the thing about because I remember like when I first started going to conventions, which was like tattoo conventions, which was in I think in like 2014. Yeah. You everywhere you went and you had pictures, it would say, "Do not take pictures. Do not, you know, because." You know,
they take fucking videos of your fucking face. People don't give a fuck anymore.
But that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. So, but I mean, that was a big thing, right? But the thing is, like, if you think about like the old school tattooers that like Sailor Jerry. I mean, if you're Sailor Jerry and then you were tattooing in the 80s, 90s, and somebody wanted a Sailor Jerry tattoo, you tattoo it. And it was still,
but then again, if Sailor Jerry is still alive, I would say, man, this is a Sailor Jerry custom art. He did a lot of his shit custom, believe it or not. Sailor Jerry was a fucking badass custom artist.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
He wasn't just somebody who was just taking flash out the wall and buying other people's flash. He was actually a custom artist, you know? Right. And a lot of people didn't have the fucking decency to even draw their own shit, you know, which is cool. You know? We all do that. You know, but don't fucking put yourself in prestigeness when once in a while we're asked to steal from the fucking client. The client puts us in that situation. I want this tattoo. You know, but that's Jose Lopez or somebody else did that over there. I don't care. I don't want to go to LA. Can you do it?
Well, you know what?
Can you fucking do that style?
You know one of the things that
they don't give a fuck. The clients don't give a fuck.
One of the things that gets on my nerves about when clients or customers come in and they show you a tattoo and they tell you, can you make it just how this is? No. You know, I'm gonna make it my way. It'll be similar.
Yeah, if you can, yeah.
But if you want it identical to that, go to the guy who did it. Mm-hmm. You know, it's just he's really expensive. Well, then don't tell me if I can make it exactly identical.
They're pretty much asking you to do a fucking fayuca. You know, they're pretty much asking you to fucking make
to get a knockoff version.
You're doing a knockoff of somebody else's work. That's pretty much, you know. half of the fucking world right now lives on knockoffs, and they don't care. We do it with purses, we do it with shoes, we do it with everything. You know, tattoos is no. When fucking Mr. Wrestler Goldberg, every other motherfucking kid would come in and want to be a Goldberg fucking asshole, and we would do those fucking tattoos over and over again.
Well, that's
you know how
like,
stupid that Goldberg fucking tattoo got? I mean, but it fed me.
Yeah, but that was when like the Rock, when the Rock came out, you know, and he had the big.
I copy all his shit too. I got 3 other fucking choblos out there that try to beat the Rock. You know, I did that shit. I don't give a fuck.
Right.
You know? Well, I mean, fuck the Rock. The Rock doesn't. He doesn't promote his tattoo artists either.
Right.
You know, I know it's Nico Hurtado, one of them, but that's a motherfucker that's got all this shit that doesn't promote his artists.
I think he ended up getting the Nico Hurtado piece covered up.
But yeah, but that's what, you know, all these guys don't fucking give rights to their fucking artists. You know?
No, yeah, that's the thing about again, it's same thing with like guys that do photography, you know, and they take pictures of models and. You know, you ever hear who the photographer is?
Well, the photographers have a lot of fucking power. That's why I introduce myself as a photographer. Because I can fucking tell people that's also my photo that you're fucking stealing. You know, not only do I do the work, I also take the photo.
Right.
So, and they think they can steal my work, then I tell them, hey, you can't steal my photo. That's also, I'm protected by photography rights.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But, you know, like most of the magazines, they were fucking paying the fucking photographers and not even giving props to the artists or giving their names on the artists on the magazines. The magazines were also ripping off a lot of fucking tattoo artists. I mean, that's also the cool thing about Instagram. Nobody can steal your shit, and they can, but at the same time, you're the one that first did that piece. And if you're decent enough to fucking want to protect your shit, put the word custom art, please don't steal, with big old watermark, and fucking hopefully people don't do stupid shit to steal. But I don't think anybody knows how to do a fucking watermark anymore.
Yeah.
You know?
And the thing about it is like now you have so many programs out there that even if you have a watermark, I mean at the end of the day they can take it off. You know, it's Photoshop.
Let me tell you a stupid shit that happened to me. Okay. I go down to Mexico one year, many months ago.
Okay.
You know, I go down to Mexico. Me, Kelly, we go down to visit my brother with my wife and his wife. We go down there, and we're walking in Puerto Vallarta, and we run into his fucking tattoo shop that is owned by 2 fucking white American motherfuckers. I don't give a fuck what people think, but these 2 motherfuckers open up a shop down there and hire a bunch of Mexican guys to do tattoos in their shop. These guys don't know tattooing, but they hire Mexicans to work in their shop. We go into their fucking shop to see what kind of work, you know, and the guy comes out, hey man, you know, me and my wife are actually away from the other guys, and we walk into the shop and I have my tattoo on my chest. And the guy says, hey man, can I take a picture of your tattoo? I thought, oh fuck no, he's fucking stupid. And my wife says, why are you being such an asshole? He likes your tattoo, it's a tattoo shop, he just probably wants to show it to his friends, you know? And back in the day, it's not like, oh, you should have seen what I saw today. You actually had to take a picture.
Yeah.
So I said, fuck. Kelly said, don't let nobody take a picture of your work. You know, we didn't allow that shit back in the day. We don't let people take pictures of your work. So the motherfucker takes a picture of my tattoo. Okay, cool. 1 year later, me and Kelly go back to fucking Puerto Vallarta for another fucking trip, you know? And we stumble into that shop again. And Kelly didn't know last time, you know, we're going through the fucking books. There's my fucking picture. There's a portrait of my fucking picture, and they're trying to claim that they fucking did it.
Wow.
And guess what fucking Kelly did? Me and Kelly ripped that fucker right off. I was fucking embarrassed and pissed off at the same time. And Kelly just gave me the look like, what the fuck is this doing here? You fucking dirty fucking Mexican. What the fuck is going on here? Pretty much, that's the way I felt, you know?
Yeah.
Either to them or to me, but that was a fucking dirty move. And guess what? That same shit happened in fucking Elko, Nevada. I go down to Elko, Nevada one day, me and some other motherfuckers that are riding with me. And we go to a tattoo shop. I got my big afro head at the time. I got this little homie named Dave with me. And Dave also like, he's a tattoo guy, and I got this other homie, and we go in and we're looking around their shop. Everything's cool. I see this fucking dragon that looks familiar, but I couldn't place it. Then I started looking through the fucking portfolios. Then I see this fucking dragon again. And I'm like, wait a minute. This fucking dragon is my brother's work. I remember this dragon. Then I asked the motherfucker, hey, who did this piece? Oh, this guy named Jack Hammer. Well, get Jack Hammer over here, motherfucker, because I want to talk to him. Oh, he's working on the fucking mine. Well, get him on the phone. And I called Jack Hammer. I say, hey, motherfucker, I see a dragon here that you did on so-and-so. He says, yeah. I didn't do the dragon. All I did was little clouds in the back. I said, well, I'm going to cut out those little clouds and leave them here. But I'm taking that fucking dragon. That shit is coming off your fucking wall and off your thing. Don't you fucking take shit out my fucking shop. Fuck you, motherfucker. You don't do shit like that. You don't fucking take photos of other work and claim it as yours. So he's like, no, you can't do that, motherfucker. Don't be fucking doing that shit in my shop. So he said, have a nice one. Click. Yeah, he said I could take it. Boom, I grabbed it. Boom, I grabbed the other motherfucker. I was pissed. I walked out of there. That poor lady that was in there, oh, she was freaked out. She was scared too because, oh, suddenly I fucking turned my kindness into an asshole right away, man. And my fucking voice changed and everything. I was pacing back and forth while they were trying to get him on the fucking phone.
Wow.
And I don't give a fuck, if Jack Hammer hears me or he wants to come down. That's bullshit, And then we actually send the client to put a fucking check on him later. Because we talked to the client, me and Indio, and we told him, what the fuck, motherfucker, who's this fucking guy? You let him fucking do that. Oh, I'll go talk to him. And that was the end of that motherfucker,
So, it has been an ongoing thing, and I think it's going to continue being an ongoing thing. I don't think it's going to ever change where people are ripping people off.
But there's nobody teaching ethics.
Yeah.
Everybody's fucking posting how to post a fucking stance or how to do this, but nobody's teaching ethics. Nobody's teaching what's right or wrong.
And that's where I guess in a way, apprenticeships, that's where they become valuable.
Fuck, last time I talked to somebody apprenticeship, they fucking laugh on my face. They were fucking, why would I pay that shit and this and that? But I can see that they still have no ethics themselves. I see them on their fucking page once in a while and they still look pathetic to me. They haven't advanced or, to me it looks like, what the fuck, is serious? Oh yeah, that's what a no fucking apprenticeship does to you, And nobody to fucking put you in check.
And that's the thing, it's like, I thank you for being with us here at this podcast because at the end of the day, like this is what I want to get out of this. The old school tattooers to the new era tattooers and the people in between and the people that fall off and at the end of the day, tattooing is it's really open. What do you think tattooing should go back to what it used to be, or do you think it should stay where it's at?
Well, the only way it's gonna go back to something if people go stupid again. We're already on the stupid shit that they don't know about sex or this. They let fucking bitches get their ass kicked on the Olympics by a man and shit like that. Humanity is fucked up right now. But if something happens where a mass murderer or something or does killing and he's fully tattooed, maybe that. But I don't know. Tattoo is out of the cage. It's out of the box. And before, the media kind of controlled tattoo in a way. They would not show tattoos. Look at any fucking sports figures back in the 1980s. Look at all the basketball players back in the 1980s. Nobody had tattoos. Dennis Rodman was a big deal because of his tattoo. Larry Bird. Yeah. Some of these guys that started the Bird. I think there was another Bird guy or another white guy that was heavily tattooed. They were putting it out there. Football, they were keeping it under the thing until here comes Kaepernick. Right. Kaepernick put it out and everybody, oh my God, he's got a tattoo. Holy shit, the world's coming to a fucking end.
Yeah.
I like to see fucking politicians get tattoos. They don't mind one of these motherfuckers. But all these fuckers, they got tattoos and they probably got swastikas or, bullshit, under there that they don't want to show it. And I do swastikas too, I done it on political motherfuckers. I done it on political people, I done the jackass and shit like that.
Wow.
Back in the day, tattoos had a little more meaning. Now it's just something I want from. Let's get something. It doesn't have meaning like it used to be, you know.
Right. I mean, we get people coming into the shop all the time, and you ask them what they want to get tattooed, and and they don't know what they want to get tattooed, but they walk into the shop wanting to get tattooed, but they don't know what they want to get tattooed.
That's where the flash came along and said, "Look, I got flash over there."
It's funny that you
eye candy. Go look over there.
It's funny that you say that, because like the shop before, we used to have a whole flash rack, and then but then we put it up again. No one ever saw the flash. No one even cares about the flash. No one even looks at portfolios anymore.
Everybody's on their fucking cell phone, and you're surprised I'm even fucking talking to you. They're like this. This is the new generation.
Right.
Yeah, and you go into a group of people, I even see people having dinner where the guy's not talking to the girl's not talking, they're just on the phone. They're not even communicating.
And that's the thing with, you guys, you and your brother and Stingray had a big presence in Reno. You guys definitely paved the way to a lot of us, like Chicano artists here in town, because there wasn't a lot of,
that was trippy. That was trippy, man.
There wasn't a lot of that Chicano art, and your shop was one of those first shops that became a custom shop. You guys were a custom shop. Yeah. You walk in there and then we draw what you want.
When I first walked into Kelly's shop back in the day, he had no flash. Kelly was about, I draw from books and I draw from imagination. And that's what he would do, and that's what he would force us to do. He says, in order to learn to tattoo, use the flash. People like this or that. You can learn with flash. But if you can draw your own custom shit, if you can fucking do your own thing, redraw that idea in your own way, please do that. It's going to make you a better artist. It's going to give this client something different. And once they got your custom piece, they can't go nowhere else to get that motherfucker same custom piece. Yeah. They have to keep coming back to you. You're the one that has that talent. You're the one that has that ability to do this, and that. Right. I still got clients right now I can't shake off, even though I'm trying to retire. Why? Because there's no two raps.
Yeah.
There's only me. Now, if I do nothing but flash, down the street, they can also have the same flash. We did that when the shop moved down the street from us, because we were the only ones on Wells Avenue.
Right.
And the other shop moved down the street from us. Oh, we were pissed right away. And Kelly fucking said, "Go look at all the fucking flash." We said, "Undercover motherfuckers, whatever. See what flash they got? I'm gonna buy all the flashes so I can match those motherfuckers. If they can do it, we can do it." We would say we do commercialized, but we prefer to do custom. Custom is probably the best way. Custom is,
And that wasn't a thing back in the 80s, 90s.
Custom was fighting against Flash. Flash people were fighting custom people. People, was controversial right now. How could you fucking get somebody to tattoo on you and not even know what you're gonna get in the end? That's all it was. We didn't know what the fuck these guys was gonna get in the end. We had it in our head. We didn't pre-draw it or anything. This client had to trust us that what we were doing was going to be fucking cool. And most of the time,
and that was the thing with drawing custom tattoos back in the day. It was, I only got a little taste of it, but when I got into tattooing, it was already kind of like, it wasn't like that as much. But when you drew, you would sit there and draw one sketch. Then you do another sketch, and then you sit there for 2-3 hours drawing. Finally, until you were like, okay, this is the one I like. And then you go show it to the client. Oh, do you think you can make this change?
Fuck, you know what I did? I told the client, come in that day. I'm gonna draw it right on you. Now that fucking client gets to see what it takes to do this.
Right.
He doesn't see that I just fucking drew this fucking phoenix, out of my ass. He sees how many times it takes me to draw that head and get it to, you want an angry head? You want the face furious? You want the happy face? What kind of face you want on this fucking peacock or this fucking phoenix? So I gotta do that. The wings, the claws, are we doing them like this? Is it grabbing something? What are we doing? Okay, right. I want a banner. Now we're gonna do a banner, But the client is walking me through it, and now I'm doing it, And then once he likes it or she likes it, Then we start outlining it, and then we had a commit motherfucker. Now you're committed, we're committed, but they also got to see what it took. A lot of these clients, oh, I want you to do this, this, and that, and then you come back, I kind of don't like this, I kind of they think that you can just fucking change things around so easily. They don't know that you went home and fucking worked your ass off for 3 or 4 hours, told your wife to shut the fuck up while you're trying to draw, being rude to your kids, being an asshole, because you're trying to do the homework for the next fucking day.
Right.
And then, oh, by the way, I changed my mind. I'm just going to go with something different. There was no changing my mind when I drew them down. And if they did, I just redraw it again. Holy shit, you just erase everything. Yeah. You know, that's how fucking stupid you are sometimes, you know, but this is what I have to do too to win the client. You know? But it takes a while. Once I draw what they liked, then we went to work. I always draw on the skin. If I could, I would talk myself into drawing on the skin. I try to use a canvas. I try to use the thing, the arm and everything. I didn't like drawing on paper. You know, we used to have these cool blue pencils and shit. Our shit was to draw on the skin. Our shit was to show off how good an artist we are. You know, we called flash artists, commercial artists, or we just call them craftsmen, because that's what you are. You're a fucking craftsman. You know, until you do something artistic, then you're an artist. But if you're just doing craft shit, call yourself a crafty motherfucker, or you're a craft artist. You know, and this art, you will jump from one to the other. You become a craft artist the next 5 minutes. You don't want to go for a tattoo. Fuck, another motherfucker. Let's do it. I don't care. You know.
But you see, there's a sense where too, like
I can't talk this kid into not loving Gober. He loves Gober.
Right.
If fucking the Hulk would have had a tattoo, everybody would be getting the Hulk tattoo.
Right.
You know, that's what it is. I can't talk this kid out of it. Who am I to talk him out of it? You know, that's his fucking idol. That's his hero.
Well,
I'm gonna do it.
And that's the thing with tattoos, right? They represent. I mean, I hear people say, "Oh, well, why get tattooed if it has no meaning?" Who cares?
Maybe it has a meaning. Maybe that was the best night of that kid's life.
Right.
I mean, people come in, I just had the best fucking night of my life. Can I get the word Kiss right here? He just saw Kiss. A fucking band.
Yeah.
Changed this guy's life.
Yeah. Or the ones that get the autographs.
I got Kiss on the whole guy's back. There's some fucking guy idling a group of nut guys. Well, music is a big idol that we all do.
Yeah.
You know, I can't change people's fucking mind. You know, we did the Slipknot fucking thing. We did the Godsmack motherfucking song over and over again.
That's wild.
Music is a big movement, you know?
Yeah, so bringing it back to when you started tattooing and you started your career in tattooing, what are the things that you could think of, like, you know what, I love this about tattooing then, and I love this about tattooing now? You know, what do you think are those differences?
Now you can get everything put together easily. You don't have to burn your fingers making needles. You know, I'd be stupid enough to go make my own needles right now. But people are impressed when they see me making needles. You just gotta change with the evolution. There's people out there that will not change their cell phone until the cell phone cannot be updated. That's why they change. The same thing. There's people that will not want to let go of their machines. They don't want to work because those machines are tuned to them, especially the coils. The coils were actually, you tuned up a machine to you. It was tuned up to you. Not like the rotaries. The rotary is just a fucking electric motor that you're not, you know.
It's tuned for everyone.
And, you know, a rotary is just a cool electric tool, where the other one is kind of like a Harley. You can change parts, you can chrome it up, you can jazz it up. Right. You know, it's a little talking thing that your little machine is kind of like you go in and bought a fucking Harley, but it's just a fucking plain Harley. Everybody likes that. It's gonna make fun of you when you show up to the fucking event. But the next event, you're gonna show up with more pipes, maybe some leather. You fucking picked up some horns. Now you're decorating your bike to you. Right. The same thing on our machines. We put little skulls. We did things to them and shit like that. This is my fucking machine. This motherfucker's gonna make me money. This is my bread and butter. Right. Some of these motherfuckers will protect them like hell. especially the motherfuckers that didn't know how to tune them up. You know, if you know how to tune it up, you can just place it here and there, not worry about it. Do things. But if you didn't know how to tune shit up, you're like, ooh, precious.
Yeah.
Put it in a little box and close it. Everybody would carry
you were done with that tattoo, you just be careful how you cleaned it and just put it in your little box because
So
I mean even that was an art. That was an art though. That was an art of again, it was the art of building a machine, customizing your machine.
Some people got to the point that they say, hey, I can go build a machine, you know, and they went and built their machines. They bent metal, they did this, they made their own frames, they put even their own logos, you know. Fucking some motherfuckers grab some meteor thing and make machines out of meteor metal. Wow. Something like that, you know.
Yeah, and I mean, and that's, you know, there's still a lot of great machine like builders are, you know, building coil machines, but
unfortunately, you know, right now the average 18-year-old kid that is coming into the industry, if you were to put two machines in front of him, he's gonna think that the fucking rotary is the future, is the shit, and who made that, and why is that held together with rubber bands, and what's going on?
And that's one of the things.
Not knowing that this was actually came from professional, and this one came, even though it became professional, came from the prison life.
Right.
You know, the rotary comes from prison. You know, they're both magnetic fucking machines. Yeah. One of them was a doorbell. One of them was a doorbell that fucking Edison turned into a fucking tattoo machine for his buddy. Yeah. You know, so it's actually a machine that was invented for tattooing. The other one was invented in prison. It came out. You have people like Mr. Cartoon and this and that would only work with rotaries. They didn't know how to do this and that because they came from the Chicano lifestyle, or that's how they learned. Like me and my brother, we had the abilities. I mean, I went and made my own rotary machine. One day I went to Radio Shack back in the day and bought me my own. I didn't break the Walkman. I just bought the motor. I bought the stuff and went home and
crazy. And nowadays, if you even want to do that, I mean, there's no Radio Shacks anymore, so it's crazy.
And why would you do that when you can get a $30 machine?
Right.
A $20 machine, $50 machine. Back in the day, any average machine the start price was $150, $200, which it wasn't easy to get. You know, coming up with $600 and knowing that
your whole setup and
everybody's gonna laugh at you because you're about to join the circus. You know, doing tattooing is like telling your parents you're joining the circus. You know, it's
like I didn't really ever see it that way.
It's like the fucking worst job that you ever. Even though I always have my business and everything, it's not something where my family really supported all the time. Like, and it wasn't like they came to all the parties and they were, you know,
proud to say my son was.
Yeah, my dad was proud in the end, but he was always very cautious. He was always like, "You're dealing with criminals and that lifestyle."
Yeah.
Like, Dad, but that's the cool thing that I'd rather be friends with the criminals than not know the criminals.
Yeah.
You know, and at least if I know which ones are the criminals too, I can, because in tattoos.
And that's the beauty. That's the beauty of what we do as tattoo artists is that we get to wherever we go.
Yeah.
We get to tattoo. We get to put our stamp anywhere we're at. You know, like you were talking about your brother. Your brother was in Reno, and then he gets to go to Mexico.
He went to Mexico. He opened up the first tattoo shop in Leon, Guanajuato. You know, and Leon at the time they had a tattoo artist, but it didn't have a regular tattoo studio.
Yeah,
It already had a lot of underground tattoo guys that we actually heard about them.
Yeah.
And then, we decided, he decided to open first in San Pancho and San Francisco del Rincon.
Okay.
But San Pancho is too small for tattooing at the time, and believe me, tattooing was big taboo back there.
Oh,
big taboo. And, he went to Cervantino, and there was a tattoo event at Cervantino, and that's where he met some other tattoo artists from Guadalajara, from Mexico City. So now he felt like, whoa, there's movement down here. I'm not the only one, and even there was tattoo artists in Leon. It's not like we could just find them. We heard about them, but we don't know what neighborhoods they live or where they're at.
Yeah, because they were behind on. Well, I mean, and that's the thing about like tattoo expos. I mean, that's where you got to meet back in the day. Like if you saw somebody, say you got to see somebody on the magazine, but you went to a tattoo convention, that's where you actually got to meet the artists, and that's where the network and tattoo artists became, where it's like, okay, well, I go to this tattoo convention, I meet this person, you talk to them, and then you go say, hey, can I get spot at your shop?
Depending.
Oh yeah, okay. Tell us a little bit about that.
You will walk in with a fucking entourage, and your entourage wasn't even allowed to communicate or tell other secrets. You don't go around telling people secrets and shit like that.
So you would get so you think it was
there were some people that were very secretive. Like I walk into a booth and, hey, where do you guys get that paper? Oh no, it's a secret. They will not tell you where to get the transfer paper. Walked 2 booths over. Hey, what's up, homie? Where could I get that paper? Oh, I sell it right here, homie. I hook it up, or I'll give you one. There was a guy that was so insecure that he would not trade anything. And there was a guy that was so secure that he didn't give a fuck. He can't outdo me.
Yeah. So talking about that, that's funny that you bring that up. Like, do you think tattooing should still go back to that, keeping secrets, or being more how it is now, where people open up YouTube videos?
Shit, even if I try to keep a secret, why would I? Because everybody's taking out, showing everything. Everybody's showing everything nowadays. And if I try to keep a secret, the next guy is like, no, let me show you, and then he might also be giving you bad information. Well, right now we live in YouTube world where everybody learns by YouTube.
And it's funny you bring that up, because like when I first started,
this job is a hands-on job. You can't fucking email the motherfucker. You gotta come in and get it done. Yeah. And sooner or later, this motherfucker is gonna give up on the pain. He's gonna say, I had enough. That's it.
I remember when I first started tattooing, and at the time, what was it? Miami Ink was coming out. Kat Von D and all those guys were like a big thing on TV. And then you see their close-ups when they were tattooing, and their freaking needle will be like this out, and then you're like, oh, so my needle has to come out.
What's up? Monkey see, monkey do. Monkey see, monkey do.
And you didn't know you were getting set up for to fail.
You didn't know. Maybe you didn't know how to fucking work with a needle that far out.
That far out.
I see people work with needles that far out, and I'm like, whoa, that is fucking trippy. That's not how I was taught. But everybody had a different trade secret. Now, everything on the computer tells you millimeters, how much, and all that.
And that's the thing about people. I don't know how they wake up one morning and they say, I'm going to become a tattooer. I'm going to become a tattoo artist. I see stuff. I see stuff like say YouTube, where like my car sounds funny, so I go on YouTube to see like, oh, my car's making this noise. Like what I find out what it needs to be replaced. But then once I start getting into it, the video was only 3 minutes. You think you were gonna do this, swapping this freaking, engine in 3 minutes?
4 hours later, you're over there struggling, and that video was easier than what I thought it was.
Exactly, and that's the thing with tattooing. Like I feel like some of these guys, they say stuff on YouTube, but in reality, that's not the way it goes. It's like there's a little bit more to it. And that's why I'm very about, I have that old school mentality of when people come in and they say, hey, how do I get in this tattoo world? Well, first of all, you got to go through an apprenticeship, and that's the thing is like, but again, apprenticeships are meant to be hard. They're not meant to be easy.
Yeah. And also like, Kelly's apprenticeships and the way we apprenticeship, one of the things that we would do is, we have motherfuckers that look interested and tell them, hey, come around, hang around. Right. And believe it or not, these fuckers are going to give you information that you may say, I don't think I want to hire this guy. And by them hanging around, sooner or later, they might tell you something that is going to hinder their thing. And that's how you can actually do a little bit of finding out whether
research,
do they belong to a gang, do they have issues with the cops, You know, who is he running from? You
Right.
know, is he a good guy? Does he rip off? Does he have a tendency of starting and leaving? What kind of person that is? That's one thing. The other thing is kind of people. Oh, I want to learn how to tattoo. They learn to draw for 1 month, and oh, I'm done. No, motherfucker, this is the rest of your fucking life. You have to tattoo and draw all day. Cause that's what I did.
Right.
One piece after another. I would have from 10 to 11, 10 to 2, one appointment, 3 hours. I have a short attention span. I'm not your normal fucking tattoo guy who's, oh, I'm gonna finish all up. No. I tell people I work in 3 hour segments. I can only put up with your fucking ass for 3 hours, and you can only put up with my ass for 3 hours. Right. If after later we can get along for more, I'll offer you 6 hours sessions. But if I can't fucking adjust to your fucking religion, your politics, or your stupidity, it's about 3 hours that I can only take of your fucking bullshit.
Right.
You know, the art is awesome, but the fucking client is a fucking dirtbag.
Right.
You know? And then on the other piece, the art can be crazy, but the fucking person is a jewel. This fucking person comes in and tells you all these cool stories and this and that, and it's just a great person to have around. That motherfucker I might have around for 6 more hours. I like that guy.
Yeah.
But one guy that is, you know, wants it done right away or this or that, and it's like, why are you rushing me? This is for the rest of your life. I'm trying to do the best work. I'm not here to fucking,
right.
you know, get it done and this and that. A lot of these people, I want it done in one session, you know, I don't want to go through the pain. That's not my fucking issue.
Right.
You know? Just because you want this and that doesn't mean I'm gonna fucking work to your conditions. You have to fucking give me some too.
Well, I mean,
you know?
And being a tattooer, I mean, it definitely puts a toll on your body, in your mind, and your spirit, and a lot of things, you know. And that's one of the things that I wanted you to be in this podcast because you also bring comfort with your business now with to tattooers. Let's talk a little bit about what you're doing with bringing in comfort.
One of the things that when I was tattooing is whenever we needed to get a new guy or another person, now we got to go look for a chair, and we would use barber chairs or dental chairs and stuff like that. Luckily, I knew a guy that I had connections to the dental industry, so I would go around town and picking up chairs and stuff like that. And that's how I kind of got into the chair thing. And then when Craigslist came out, all those chairs went out the window.
Right.
Everybody went and found them and opened up shops. So now I can't find chairs. And after me and Kelly had a fallout and we parted ways, I wanted to do something also for the industry. Kelly had done tubes and machines, and he pushed them and, was out there doing it. And I'm like, man, I don't want to fucking be another machine guy. I don't want to be the same. And as here I am looking at my chair, and it's like, what if I just make fucking chairs that work? Because that's going to be like, we can't find these fucking things. So I went and asked a homie that worked on lowriders if he could teach me hydraulic systems and how they worked.
Right.
And he could not teach me. He told me to fuck off in a way. He could not teach me.
Even that is still...
But it's not because he couldn't. It's because he didn't know how.
Oh, okay.
It's that he just didn't know how to explain it.
Oh, okay.
He knew how things work, but he didn't know how to explain it. Right. And he thought he was ripping me off. And so, I offered him $500 to teach me, and he thought he was ripping me off. And he had to understand, dude, knowledge is power. So one day, after I made a long drive to Salt Lake to drop off some shit for Kelly, I'm fucking laying down on the couch, and there's a show on modern marbles, hydraulics.
Oh, wow.
And water and hydraulics, modern marbles. And I fucking smoked some weed and check out that shit, and oh shit, I don't know hydraulic systems. So I started putting together my hydraulic chairs and started, putting together the frame, finding out what works, how to keep it from tipping, how to keep it from falling over, how to, making sure that it was strong enough. So I was actually fucking around with actuators that were going too slow, too shitty.
Yeah.
And
trial and error.
Trial and error. I fucked up a lot of things. And then because I had the shop, I would make a chair and then put it over there, and homie would watch him, and they're like, "That's not working." Then tried another chair. I think we did at least 5 or 7 chairs before we came to definitely we have something that we're about to even get even more better. But now we have something to make a frame. And then at the same time, me and homie, we were learning how to weld. I learned how to weld in high school, but I haven't done it since high school.
Yeah.
Luckily, we were tattooing a guy who did welding classes.
Oh, wow.
We convinced him to come over. I paid him, and he gave us professional welding classes on how to weld, and he also helped me make the jigs. So he helped me how to make a jig and how to put together a jig and shit like that. And these guys they were laughing. They were laughing at me and homie. And one day he comes over and he went back and he told his workers, "Dude, I thought those guys were idiots when I went to his house. Actually, Rav had his shit set up pretty well. He had the right machinery and the right shit, and he was just smoking too much weed and doing it wrong." But they were impressed that I had the right shit to do it.
Yeah.
And then smoked more fucking weed. We went and got the chair fucking patent and everything. And on the way back, I felt like, this fucking journey's over. This sucks. This sucks, T-Bone. We're fucking driving back, me and T-Bone. This is bullshit. This journey's over. We gotta make something else. Hey, why don't we make a tattoo tray? Why don't we make a little table? Hey, fuck that. Everybody can buy that at fucking FS Supply shit. Nah, let's not do that. No, man, homie, look. Why don't we do something that is better than what? I hate seeing all the fucking different trays in my shop. Can we just make one tray that is, So, we smoked more weed again. And we went into the drawing table and started fucking around with a little table. And then we made a real shitty table in a way. We thought it was awesome at the time, but we could look back. But I took it to a tattoo convention, and that little table got more attention than the chair. Wow. Everybody was going goo goo gaga about that little fucking table.
Wow.
Like, holy shit, this motherfucker stole the show. So I went back, and then, we started fucking around with the table,
Back to the drawing board.
Back to the drawing board. And actually, the table, I make more sales on the table. The chair, too, but the chair is expensive, and also not everybody has the money to spend it. But the chair now, I also like, it's a one-time buy. It's going to last you for the rest of your life. When I went down there to get the patent, even the guy was telling me, you need to do a 7-year plan. You can't do this shit. He said, what do you mean? You're making a chair that's going to last a lifetime. We usually do patents for shit that breaks out in 7 years so that companies are making money.
Wow.
And I'm like, I don't want to rip off my industry. That's the reason I want to make this shit good. And once they buy it, that's it. It's durable. It's for the rest of our lives.
Right.
I still have the same chair. Your homie here has one that is 16 years old. And it's still working like, it was done yesterday,
Yeah.
So.
And that's what I was going to say, because, I bought my chair 3 years ago and also bought my tray. And, just the comfort in that, that my clients are comfortable in it, and my back gloves, that I have.
That's a big deal, the back.
Yeah,
why would you want to work in discomfort,
And I remember I've taken it a couple times to an expo in San Francisco, and everybody comes over, is that chair, is that, so I know that people know about your product, and I feel like you're doing it right, putting it in tattoo shops, giving it to artists, and I think, to me, what I love about it is that, one, you're here, you're local, and if something needs a little tweak, or my pump, it's leaked or something, from me moving it or something, not that it leaked because it's a shitty product. No, it just it happens, right?
So something gets loose, you just tighten it up.
Yeah. So I just, hey, Rafa, chair, that has this, and then you come over, you get it all tuned up, and it's good to go again. And then you get, and then again, what we were talking about coil machines. The good thing about having this chair and this tray is you could customize it.
Yeah.
You make it to what you want it, you know, and that's what makes it, again, what we used to love about coil machines. You tune up your machine to what your liking was, and that's the same approach I feel like you've taken with your chair. Is that you get to have that you know, my chair is built for me.
Yeah.
I tuned it up to where I like it. You
You know
know
what I like about it? I like it that I made another person happy when it comes to comfort. You know,
Yeah.
that I like it that I didn't rip them off.
Right.
You know, and those, I have done some lemons. I just went to Colorado and picked up a lemon. I fucked up on a chair. It was a lemon. It had more than one leak. So I have done lemons. I went over to fucking LA too to pick up and do a switch on another lemon. So I'll make the fucking drive.
Yeah, and that's
I'll make the
and,
drive
but
if I
again,
have
it's
to.
been trial and
If you
error,
can't-
but you're
if you
getting
can't
there.
figure it out by cell phone, we do FaceTime. There's been times that, hey man, something happened here, and I just tell them, oh, that wire came loose, or tying that up. You know, it happened on the train. It's, you know, but I drove one time all the way to fucking Santa Rosa because this asshole didn't know how to tighten up a screw.
Wow.
Straight
But
up.
I mean, that's
It took
customer
me
service.
5 seconds.
But
like, really, bro?
that's the customer service. You're
Yeah.
you're
But they
not,
had good weed,
you're-
too.
Yeah.
I went
But
down
you're
there.
not you're not just going for again, you're not just selling a product.
No, I'm
You know,
selling the service. I'm selling,
you're selling that service. You're in debt. You're like
20-year
connected with
warranty.
that. you
20
know?
years. I guarantee my shit is going to work for 20 years. You know?
Wow.
And if something happens, if we can fix it over the phone, I can show you how to wrench and this and that. If you're not that smart to wrench, then I can hire a fucking guy from the fucking auto store or whatever that might know how to wrench. Come down and wrench it, and I might pay that guy. I've done that to some people in Texas and this and that, where it's just too far for me to drive. And I had another guy, hey, go show him how to take care of this little thing that happened. And he went and took care of it. And, you know, it's that simple, you know?
Well, talking about that, where can they find your products at?
I have an online store. I also created an online store for my products. It's something that through my journey, and I knew that tattooing was gonna get scary in the future. And us old timers, we're kind of being pushed out right now with the new rock stars, which is cool. You know, we want the new rock stars to keep moving this movement of tattooing. You know, and so I have an online store. It's called StingrayTattoo.net. You know, you can go in there and check out all the little tables. If you don't see the color that you like, let me know. We can add more colors to the variants. You know, the more that's what people really like, the custom colors that I do. I do all the little tables in whatever colors they like, and also the chairs, you know. And we're gonna see if we can also start carrying cartridges and other disposables. But my main thing is to sell my tables and chairs, bring more comfort to the industry. I hate seeing people hunched over on massage tables. That shit is no good. It's hurting people's backs. It's hurting people's longevity. This is a career. This is a career. This is not a fucking job. It's a fucking career. I see the old timers. They're still doing it. 80 and 90. They're still doing it. And I see myself doing it if I'm not careful and get this shit going. You know, because.
And that was one of the big things why I decided to buy my chairs, because I already had back surgery, you know, and I was only 10 years tattooing.
Kelly spoiled us, man. Kelly spoiled us. He had us with good ass working chairs. That's one thing that he told me when we parted. He says, if you really want to keep your employees or your workers happy, he says, make it so comfortable that they can't leave.
Wow.
And most of my guys, they work with me from 7 to 10 years, 12 years. You know, in the average tattoo industry, usually is 3 years and fuck you, I'm out of here.
Right.
They go for their own thing. Most of my guys stay for 7 to 10 years, which that also made it easier for the clients to make decisions on big pieces, knowing that guy was going to be here for the next 3 or 4 years or 10 years.
Yeah.
You know, and knowing that guy was also happy at his station, I brought him comfort. You know, I didn't like none of my guys working uncomfortable. I was already taking part of their money, for the shop, but also I made it comfortable for them. I didn't want them to work hunched over all day and then take half of their fucking cash And then, no, I made it comfortable. I make sure that, their backs were straight up. If I saw a chair that wasn't working, I would stop my tattoo and take care of my fucking guys and shit like that.
That's awesome.
And even to this day, that shop that we have it's a lab. We learn how big a padding, how thick. It may sound stupid, but it's only $1,000, but I spent $1,000 on trying to pick the fucking right foam, the right density, and this and that. I misspent on several chairs.
But I mean, it's really not stupidity. I mean, you're investing, and I mean, in that invest will come back. It'll come threefold. It'll definitely. And I know it's taking off. I see it more and more. And
it was doing good. My shit got hacked. That's why I'm doing the podcasting, because my shit. I was at 20,000, 18,000 followers. We can say I was, rounded up to 20. 18,000 followers. I was beginning to feel like Moses responsible. Like shit, I gotta be responsible now. I got followers, and next thing you know, they got hacked and everything went down the tubes. And then I had to start again. Luckily I still have my other Stingray one. But yeah, it's sad, and some of these people are been waiting to make the decision. Some of them been saving up. Some of them been, and now they're in limbo. They don't know if I'm still here or gone. I'm still running ads. Right now, fucking something weird is happening on Instagram where suddenly they charge me $15 more for ads just because I'm paying through PayPal or something. But anyway. If people want to tattoo with comfort, if you're tired of fucking working with a massage table or one of those shitty ass pump chairs that you can't even lift a heavy guy or anything because that fucker's gonna drop on you, start to invest in yourself and start to invest in your comfort. Don't fucking work your back, don't fuck up your back. Invest in yourself. Believe it or not, by the end of the year, I do payments. Even if it takes 2 years to pay it, once it's paid off, you're gonna work in comfort. You're gonna enjoy the comfort, and and money comes and goes, but the comfort and also that back. Once you fuck up that back, it ain't fun.
No.
It's very hard to continue working knowing that every time you bend, it's gonna be painful. On the clients, it's bad enough that it hurts the tattoo, and then you're gonna make it uncomfortable if you don't have a comfortable chair for them. You want to make it comfortable for the chair so these motherfuckers can just lay there and then you can get to work. And that's what I did. I put the tilt, I put all that stuff on them. They don't slide with that tilt on that chair. And the other chairs, they make them so flat. The people are uncomfortable. They keep sliding. They keep trying to readjust. I noticed that shit. A lot of people just put up with it. A lot of people deal with it, but you don't have to.
Right.
Just look me up, stingraytattoo.net. Invest in yourself
and is that your Instagram too? It's just
Stingray Tattoo is on Instagram. Tattoo Chair Supplier is on TikTok, and I'm also on Facebook. Chariot, or look up Rafael Reyes. A little red table shows up on my name, Rafael Reyes or Stingray Tattoo. Yeah, I don't. That shit. I remember. I also had another one on Instagram. Rafael Reyes. No, don't look up that one. Stingray Tattoo.
It's coming to an end there. They're already giving me a
thumbs up.
But it's definitely been fun, and then it's I'm happy that this is that you got to be on the show today, and hopefully you'll be on for a couple more episodes.
Doing more shit. Some people need to be explained. Some people need to be told what the fuck.
Right.
And I don't give a fuck if they respond back. Call 1-800. I don't care.
Well, thank you, and thank you everybody that's been watching. And again, this podcast was sponsored by the Chariot Chair.
Yeah, StingRayTattoo.net. We're gonna be sponsoring this show, so we're gonna make business.
So make it, so you guys are seeing this. Please like, share, comment, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you guys.